YouTube, what's happening? Patriot Piper coming at you. Tonight I kind of wanted to talk about I kind of a little bit of a rant tonight. Something that's kind of just something that's happened involving a local brick and mortar that it's just a series of events that have taken place that are causing me to greatly consider not doing business with this particular shop anymore. So, a couple of things to do with this, with my negative experiences with this shop. And it seems like, with the exception of maybe once or twice that I've been into this shop, where pretty much all my experiences have left a bad taste in my mouth, to the point where, like I said, I'm strongly considering just not giving them any more of my business. So let's start with at the beginning. So right after, this was about last around December. So I went into this shop, and it was the first time I'd ever been in there, and I was looking for some aromatics. I was still in my aromatic only phase at the beginning there, and I went in, and there was an older guy there that helped me out, and he was very nice, very knowledgeable, more than happy to explain different blends to me, things like that. So I ended up buying from that at that point. I ended up buying my first cob from that day, and a couple of blends. One that is a blend that I really like. And it was a really good experience. So I figured, yeah, of course I'll go back to the shop. I like this shop. The next time I went in there, I went in, and the guy that was running the place, he came in, and he was just very short with me, for no real reason. I went in to get some more of the one aromatic and a couple other blends, and so I went in, and at this point I was trying to branch out into other stuff, Englishes, Burleys, Virginias, just trying to see what else there was to offer. And so I go in, and the guy comes up, and like I said, he's super short with me, very, very, kind of rude right out of the gate. And so I said, hey, let me get 2 ounces of this one aromatic. And he goes, okay. So he starts back, weighing it out. And I pick up another jar, blend jar off the shelf, and I open it up. And I'm smelling it. That's all I'm doing is smelling it. And he stops what he's doing. He sees me on the corner of his eye. He stops what he's doing, and he goes, if you smoke this, you can't handle that. And that was when I really started to get put off by the shop. So I just got my 2 ounces and a pack of pipe cleaners, and I left. Thing was, that was when I was ready to buy my first pipe, like really invest in a pipe, and I was gonna do it that day. and they had one there that I'd wanted. It was a Peterson. And we all know I love my Petersons. So I was gonna buy a Peterson, but because of that comment, I bought, $8 worth of tobacco and $2 worth of pipe cleaners, and I left. I went to this shop. I'd done a video before about my trip to Lincoln, and I went to their store in their shop in Lincoln, and when I got there, the kid working there was, he was watching TV, no big deal, smoking by the door, whatever, doing his thing. But as soon as I got there, he jumped up, and I thought he was gonna do some customer service stuff, but instead, all he did was decided that he was gonna stand about a foot and a half behind me the entire time I was in the shop. Never asked me if I needed help. Never asked me if he could get anything for me. Oh, you need some blends, and you want some, nothing. He just stood there and watched me for the whole 20 minutes I was in the shop, but didn't offer any help. And so I got a tin of tobacco, and I was checking out, and they had a bunch of pipes on the back wall on pegboard behind the register, and I asked if I could see one of them. It was a meerschaum, they were all estate pipes, and I asked if I could see one, and he was just super put out by it. He's like, "Yeah, which one?" Kind of just he didn't want, I was being too much of a burden by asking him to do his job, and I don't know. Again, different location of the same store, but just as crappy service. The service was the same level of suck. So fast forward to what day was that? Sunday? No, Saturday. It was Saturday afternoon. So I wanted to pick up some more of that aromatic. So again, they're the only place in town that carries it. So I went in to get it, and I figured while I was there, I'd check out their humidor. I'd never been in their humidor before, but I had seen it from the outside, and I did know there was a pretty big humidor, walk-in humidor. So I was like, I'll go see, I'll check it out, see what they got. So I get there, and the guy working the place was the same kid from the other store. He was covering there or something like that. And as soon as I get there, he was on me. And he was, at first I thought, okay, here we go. He was like, I hope you find anything. No, I'm just looking, man. Okay. So I go into the humidor, and I'm walking around. Not 2 minutes after I walked into the humidor to start looking around, he was in there. And he did the same thing he did at the other shop. He right behind me the whole time, looking over my shoulder, watching me, not offering any help. And so I was like, you know what, I'll just engage in conversation with him. See where that goes. And so I was like, yeah, I'm just not really sure what I'm looking for. I'm just, I'm looking for something kind of mellow, maybe not super aromatic, not super sweet, that's, and And he's like, so then he starts just spouting off a bunch of crap about how, because I said the word aromatic. And I said, yeah, I don't really want anything aromatic. And he goes, well, cigars are flavored. They're not aromatic. Pipe tobaccos are aromatics. I'm like, okay, Dick, whatever. So I let it go, and I just kept looking around. And I was looking at some different stuff, and I ended up buying just some like factory. They're called factory throwouts. They're supposedly they're just as good as the full price versions of whatever they are. It's just they've got like maybe the discolored leaf wrap or something about them. It can't sell for full price, whatever. But they're cheap, and that's where I'm at. I'm not spending. I'm not gonna spend 10, $12 per stick because I'm not there yet. There's no I'm not gonna jump. I didn't just get my license and now I'm gonna go buy a Ferrari. You know, say yeah. I'm gonna buy a few different cheaper cigars because that's what I want to do. Well, so I go to check out, and and so now the guy's kind of giving me attitude based on what I'm buying, you know. And everything he was saying was just very rather judgmental, I would say. So again, I got my stuff and I left. So tonight, like I said, I was just looking for something to smoke. I was like, I'll just smoke one of those cigars I got the other day, and I just really started thinking about that over and over again, and it's kind of been bugging me. So I've kind of decided that I'll probably just not do business with them anymore. And here, so I guess the whole point behind this that kind of pisses me off the most about it is that there are people out there, and I'm one of them, that would much rather buy things from a local store. I would much rather buy things locally, keep a local business open, than order it online from somebody that has no association with my community or my town. I would, it's not a matter of I don't want to wait for it to get here. It's just I prefer to buy things local. And brick and mortar pipe and cigar shops are, they're mom and pops, local small businesses. Well, if your business relies entirely on a very small demographic of people, okay? Like, I don't know, selling pipes and cigars, why would you not want to excel in good customer service or treating your customers right? Like, I just don't get it. Like, are you doing so well that you can talk down to your customers and be like, well, you'll come back? Like, well, I don't have to. There's other cigars and pipe shops in this town that I can go to just as easily as I can to your shop. So why wouldn't you want to make it to where I would want to come to your shop. And the thing about it is that you can't say that it's just that one shop, because I've been to both of their locations and I've gotten equally crummy service at both places. So it's nerve wracking to me because, like I said, the way that small businesses fail is when people decide that they would rather shop online than come to your store. If you own a small shop that's a niche shop or a specialty shop of some kind, and you're one of 3 or 4 of that type of business in your city or in your area, you should be doing everything you can to make sure your customers leave happy and not leave feeling like they've been judged or mistreated or spoken down to. Like, that's how you get people that are gonna leave and not want to come shop in your store. And that's when they're gonna, well, screw it, I'll just go online. I'll save some money and I won't have to deal with that guy anymore. If you're still here and you made it through my kind of whiny, bitchy rant, appreciate you. Thanks for sticking around. This is, like I said, this was a ramble rant. Just really needed to vent, kind of thing. We'll end it there. But anyways, till next time, guys. Have a great day, pleasant evening. I'm Patriot Piper. See you next time. Later.